Yo, this is ShadowsEnigma giving you an exclusive video. I'm kind of on the road right now, so basically, if you can hear me, that's great. If not, I'll have to remake this video. But yeah, I'm driving on the road. Dropped off one of my best friends that I grew up with. His name's Garrick. Hung out with him over the weekend. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, that's not what I wanted to make this video about. There's some things that I wanted to talk about and I can't really say in front of my wife and kids that I want to put out there in YouTube. And I wanted to talk about a situation that conspired about 5 years ago, going on 5 years ago, about somebody that I won't mention any names, but I knew somebody, a female friend, you know, and she lived in Florida. She moved to Florida from Crestline, Ohio. And like I said, I'm not going to bring her name up because, you know, she's gone and she needs to rest in peace. But to the story anyway. So a guy, I don't know the guy, but I know he's, I'm not trying to sound racist or anything, but he's a black guy. And so what happened was, I'm not sure exactly, you know, the situation that happened. I wish I knew more details about it. But what ended up happening was, this colored guy, gunned down this girl I knew that I pretty much kind of grew up with from, you know, I'd say about 13 years, 12, 13 years old to about, well, pretty much till she passed away. But she got shot. And here's the funny thing, okay? She got shot 8 times in the chest. Now, here's the funny part of it. When I was about 14, 15, maybe 16 years old, I had a dream, okay? I had a dream that I had to defend this girl in order for her to get away. And this was while I was dating her. Okay, so what happened was, you know, we were dating and we decided to be friends, pretty much. I always wanted to be with her, but she never wanted that. Anyway, we tried about 7 or 8 different times, but back to the story. The dream I had was I was going to protect her, and I got shot 8 times. And this is why I was about 14 to 16 years old. Okay, so this was so long ago that I don't even remember exactly how old I was when I had the dream. All I remember is me having the dream. And when I had the dream, I woke up and it felt surreal. It felt surreal that I wound up lifting my shirt in the middle of the night and checking to see if I had any holes in my chest. That's how real it felt. Like, it felt so real that I felt like I was there. Now, maybe I had an outer world experience. Maybe that was just God's way of saying, if you stay with this girl, you're going to wind up dying by gunshot. It was just a weird phenomenon that I can't even explain. Okay. But anyway, so about, let's see, 5 years ago, I would have been about 27, going on 28 years old, and she was the same age as me, and she got gunned down by this guy. And when they had the hearing for him, he only got 3 years in prison. Okay, he got 3 years in prison. Now, let me just say this, okay? You're going to gun somebody down, no matter the circumstance, and you're going to give them 3 years of prison time. Now, how you suppose that's justice? How's that justice? That's not justice. That's a person taking. It doesn't matter what color they are. Doesn't matter who they are. What, you know, wherever they came from. It don't matter. A life is a life. How are you going to sit there and have somebody take another person's life and give him 3 years in prison. That makes no sense. Now, I'm pretty sure something conspired there to where he was probably defending himself, and that's why it got to that point. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. But at the same time, you know, I wasn't there. I don't know. So, but it puzzles me that how somebody gets 3 years of prison time after taking somebody else's life. It doesn't matter the circumstance. Doesn't matter circumstance. 10 years would have been more justice, more fulfilling than 3. Trust me. Like, if not lifetime, at least 10 years. That would be my... If I was a judge and I had to judge somebody, if it wasn't a life sentence, then at least 10 years. Not 3. You just can't replace a life. You can't. It doesn't matter how much wrong that person did or what or whatever. It don't matter. A life is a life. You can't replace a life. You can't just be like, oh, well, I can, you know, bring this person back. No, you can't do that. It's impossible. And it bothers me. It's been bothering me ever since I found out about it. And I didn't find out about it till last year. And that's when it hit me really hard. And now that it's been almost a year, you know, and I'm mostly over it, you know, and accepted it, you know, then, yeah, then it don't bother me as much. But I wanted to talk about it because it could happen to anybody. It ain't right. I don't think 3 years is enough justice. I really don't. Doesn't matter who did what, how it happened. It's not fair. I don't find that fair judgment. But that's what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about that. Another thing I wanted I want to talk about is, well, the gaming channel. Okay, now I did state that I planned on getting streaming stuff. Well, it didn't happen. It didn't work as way as we planned it. Things happen. You know, like when you're an adult and you got 3 kids in the household, and you're married with a wife, and you have limited income. It becomes a problem. It's not that much of an issue. It's just the fact that it takes more understanding to understand the situation that I'm in. Okay, I shouldn't have to tell this story, but I'm going to tell it anyway. I've had people ask me, "Why don't you have a job? Why don't you have a job, Jesse? Why don't you have a job?" Well, here's the reason. Okay, there's a number of reasons actually. First reason is I wasn't raised upright. Okay, I was not. My mother did everything in her power when I was younger to be honest, she protected me a little too much. She protected me so much that she started protecting me from my own father. And he was trying to be a father to me at that age. But what he did that really impacted my life for the worst is that he gave up trying to discipline me when I did wrong. He gave up. He quit being a dad. And that at a very young and crucial age where I needed that discipline to help trim my roots and trim me up to be a better man in the long run. Okay? So, with that being said, that's both my mother and my father's fault for not raising me the right way, fighting all the time, arguing, getting drunk every day, throwing stuff, pushing each other, hitting walls, and just leaving me in the room, not considering how everything around me is impacting my life as a young and crucial age. Okay? That's one reason why I don't have a job. The second reason is because, well, the fact is, if I did work, our oldest son, Lucas, has seizures so bad, and he was born early, 5 weeks early, but he has seizures so bad that it, like any of the slightest change in the regular routine would trigger his seizure, which is that proves that he may be autistic. He has ADD, he has ADHD, he has seizures, on borderline epileptic seizures, which is really, and here's the thing, what an epileptic seizure is when, like, say for example, you play in a game and a certain color could trigger that, or a certain sound could trigger a seizure. You know, it's something weird like that. But it is what it is, okay? Not only that, our second youngest son, JJ, has seizures. But they're not as bad as what Lucas's is. Lucas is borderline epileptic seizures, where JJ just has normal seizures. They could just come out of nowhere and he wouldn't even know it. He wouldn't know what to do, and whatnot. And my wife, I'm leaving out Brayden. Brayden's perfectly healthy. He's the infant right now. He's an infant right now. He's close to, I'd say he's close to 8 months now. He's 7 going on 8, maybe somewhere around there. I'm not really keeping track of that. I normally start to keep track when they're, 1 year old and going to 2. It's just easier for me that way. My wife is the one that keeps track of the months. So if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. You want to judge me for that? I mean, that's your business. That's your opinion. And you're entitled to that opinion. But that doesn't mean I have to stop and listen to it or read it. So if it's negative, I ain't want nothing to do with it. But yeah. So Brayden, he's completely healthy. There's nothing wrong with him. Now, my wife, on the other hand, she has brain damage. Not by me, so let's get that out of the way. It's not from me, thank God. But there's been issues in the past where she's been jumped. Not by me, as I said before. Not by me. Getting that out of the picture. She's been jumped, but I've been accused of it. And later on, they found out, oh, well, at the time I was her fiance, they're like, oh, well, her fiance didn't do it, so, I mean, we already charged him with it, so, can't do nothing about it now. So, yeah, then yeah. So that's what, that's time for a different story. But anyway, so yeah, that's that. So that's the second reason, is the fact that every time I try to get a job or have gotten a job, Lucas would notice that I'm not there, it's out of his ordinary, and he would have seizures, okay? That's the second reason why I don't have a job. The third reason I don't have a job is the fact that I am the designated driver out of the family. Out of all the kids and my wife. I can only drive. So, and not only that, we have a daughter, but that's, that long story behind that. But yeah, anyway, she lives with our aunt, so I'm not getting into that. It's a story for another day. But yeah, so back to, I'm the designated driver. So anywhere that's out of town, like kids' appointments, or we have to go out of town to buy baby stuff because it's, they either have it in stock, or it's cheaper, or or going. For example, most of my friends are out of town, if not all of them. So I have to, go and hang, if I want to go hang out with my friends, I have to drive clear across another county just to go visit them and hang out with them and stuff. But yeah, I mean, that's that. So with that being said, this is why I want to be a streamer. I want to be a streamer not because of the income, but because it's something that I enjoy. And maybe, entertain people and make them happy. That's the whole point of being a streamer, is doing something, playing a game and streaming because you enjoy it. And not for just, and if they want to donate, that's fine. That's fine. If people want to donate, that'd be great. That would be awesome. But I'm not at that point yet. So, back to, that's why I don't have a job, okay? It's not that I refuse to work. It's the fact that every time I try to get a job or have a job, something always happens that I have to either quit or I get released from that job or fired, as most people want to see it, because of the fact that it's either too early when I have to leave and go right to the kids, make sure they're okay, make sure the wife's okay, whatnot, and go, and that's why I don't work. Okay. And when it comes to your okay, let me just say this: if you don't have a job, okay, if you don't have a job because of good reasons, and your parents, you're of age, you're an adult, you understand why you don't have a job, that it does matter, but you don't have a job for certain reasons that that they quite don't understand. Your best option is to quit trying to impress your parents. Just quit doing it. Quit trying to impress them. Because in the long run, they're not going to appreciate what you're doing, why you do it. They're not going to hear you. Well, at least my parents don't. I mean, I'm living off my example. So, I mean, if you have understanding parents in your life, good for you. I applaud that. I congratulate you for it. I'm one of the unfortunate people that does not have that. Okay? But anyway, I'm speaking my truth. Thanks to Art of Kicks, he introduced that to speak your truth type of thing. And I live by that as much as I possibly can. And it's helped wonders. It's worked wonders. Made my life better. Made everybody's life around me better. So it's good. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, when it comes to family matters like my dad or my mom, and I'm not trying to make this a mommy issue or a daddy issue, because I don't have issues with my parents, because I don't want to be around them. It's to the point to where they think that they pretty much think I'm a deadbeat father. They think I'm a deadbeat father because they judge me for no income. And it's because the way they were raised. They were raised differently. I was barely raised at all. Okay? Barely. And I say that because it's the truth. Whether they want to deny it or not. The truth is, I lived it. I had to go through it. Obviously, it impacted my life. And I'm speaking out. That's the truth. The truth is that in my life. So, with that being said, I don't go around my dad or my mom anymore because of the fact that I know that they're either one, going to cripple me to where I'm going to be weakened in the world, or two, they're going to misjudge me because they don't know any better. And that's not right either way. And that's why I don't let my dad or my mom impact my life as much as most people do. And honestly, if you have parental issues, for example, if you're a teenager, and here's best advice for you: if you're a teenager and you have parental issues, or you have any issues in school or whatnot, and you can't go to your parents, then this is what you do. Okay, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to either go to a friend that understands your situation, that you can relate to, that won't make fun of you because you're seeking someone to talk to about it, or a significant other like your girlfriend, because trust me, most girls believe it or not, most girls mature faster than men. Most of them do, if not all of them. So, if you're a teenage boy and all you care about is, certain things, I'm not going to mention it because of, YouTube, being YouTube. But yeah, girls are not going to want to go for that as a teenager, but just to get that out there. But, if you need somebody to talk to, go talk to a friend, about, the problems that you're having at home and with school and of the kids that are making fun of you or whatever happens, okay? Talk to somebody. Talk to a school counselor. Talk to the principal. Talk to a teacher. Talk to somebody that you know will listen to you about what you're going through and how you should approach it. Because everybody has to have their outlet. Everybody does. Everybody has to have an outlet somehow. Somebody has to get it off, either talking to somebody to get off your chest, or punching a pillow, or, you know, whatever that is. As long as you're not harming yourself or others, that's fine. I think I covered everything for the day. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. As I said before, I'm sorry I couldn't give you my entire attention. I'm driving on the road right now. Keeping an eye on the road and trying to pay attention to the video at hand. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, subscribe if you have not. Leave a comment. I'll try to read them if I can get to them. Which here lately I haven't had any views to, or even whatever to, comment on. So it's whatever, That day, the day will come. I do apologize if I come across as a liar to you guys. I really do. I mean, things change, situations change, and all I ask is that you understand and and don't judge me for it. So you guys have a great day, and see you next time.